So this next little excerpt is from chapter 4, which is called The Art of Self-Care. It really is an art. We have to perfect it. And honestly, it takes some practice. So you have to practice taking care of yourself and doing nice things. But anyways, this is what I wrote. There are so many tidbits of wisdom I've gathered along the years, but if there's one thing I would love all moms to know, it's this, and I would say all women. Your happiness matters. It's not just important for your personal benefit, but it's critical to the well-being of your children. We hear it packaged all sorts of ways. Make time for self-care. Take time for yourself. Be sure to exercise and spend time doing what you love. Happy wife, happy life. Ain't nobody happy if mama ain't happy. But why don't we actually believe it? If I could pass along one piece of wisdom, it's this. When you take time to make yourself a priority, you're actually doing it for your children. Think about the times you were happiest and in the best mood. You laughed more with your kids, their jokes were funnier, and you recognized the silly things they do as cute and not annoying. Somehow we all get it that we need to take time to fill ourselves each day before we can tend to others, but why don't we actually do it? Well, I can tell you from my own experience that when I have made time for myself to feel good, happy, and excited about my day, that it makes me more patient in the mornings. I look at my phone less, and I actually listen to their stories when we're together. I greet them with smiles and hugs instead of the hurried mom that they used to get rushing to the next thing. Putting myself first and insisting on my own happiness has actually made me a better mom. Don't you think you owe it to your kids to do the same? I just can't overstate this enough, but when it comes to self-care, it's crucial that you do what makes you feel good. Everyone is different, but our need to feel loved is universal. And this is about filling your love bank. Are you familiar with this concept? The idea that we all have this invisible bank inside of us. And when people do things to make us feel loved, it's like putting gas in our tank. And when they say and do things that are aligned with our love languages, we feel the most loved. And when you take time for self-care, you are filling your own love bank. You are feeding your soul and breathing life into yourself so that you can adequately show up for your kids, for your friends, and at work. The ability to love them in all the ways that they need you to comes from a solid sense of self, feeling valued and cared for. You matter. You deserve to be happy. And you can't fill others from an empty cup. So I've definitely gotten better at this over the years, but it does take practice. I'll readily put aside a purchase for myself when my kids need socks and underwear. I'll put off buying myself that new bag I really want because I know the kids need new shoes. Ugh, the sacrifice, right? What I have begun to notice, though, is that I will always justify my sacrifice because of something they need. And many times it's not an actual budget constraint, but my tendency is to feel that I need to sacrifice my happiness for the benefit of my kids. It's become a habit to not get what I want simply because I'm a mom. Somehow, because my kids need something, newsflash, they always need things, I'm not allowed to treat myself. So my love language is gifts. And when I don't have a romantic partner buying me gifts, or it's not my birthday or Christmas, I have learned that buying myself a new bag, because the current one I've carried for 3 years now is looking shabby, is actually a form of self-care. Carrying a new bag or buying a new pair of shoes just because I love them makes me happy. It puts a little pep in my step. My children don't suffer or go without an actual need, and I'm a happier me. So the rest of this chapter goes on to talk about some of the other love languages. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that concept, but we all feel and accept and give love in different ways.